Hi, I'm the 2 pimples on your face that stayed for 2 weeks and now left dark spots that won't go away. Hiram.
I love my life.
Aloha everyone and welcome to Skincare with Hiram. If you don't know who I am, my name's Hiram and I'm passionate about teaching you how to perfect your skincare routine. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every week. What's up guys? I'm finally back in Hawaii and back to my normal filming schedule after a fucking crazy vacation, but you know, back on it. I'm going to be talking about the ingredient fragrance and why it is such a bad word in the clean skincare community. I'm sure if you are as deeply penetrated into the community as me, that was the wrong word, deeply involved in the community as me, you've probably heard the term fragrance free and a lot of companies and people talking about why they refuse to use products with fragrance. And if you were like me when I first got into this, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with fragrance? Like, why is everyone freaking out? It's not that big of a deal. Wrong. It's a really big deal, and I am here to tell you why and why I am on my journey of trying to go fragrance free when it comes to my products. Let's get into it. So, fragrance. Before I talk about why fragrance is so bad, I first have to tell you what fragrance is. I'm a genius. So fragrance is just what it sounds like. Ingredients that are formulated in skincare products to add a fragrant note to it. If you've tried any skincare product, you've probably tried it on your hand, lifted it up to your face and smelled it. And likely if you've used, like 90% of skincare products out there, it has a delightful smell to it. Now, while this smells wonderful on the skin, there are a lot of problems with this. That smell is due to specific ingredients that product is formulated with. Now, fragrance covers a huge spectrum of different kinds of ingredients, and I'm going to be talking about the main 2 that you should watch for. If you look at any ingredient list for a product, you're probably like, what the fuck do all of these things mean? But one will stand out specifically, and that is fragrance/parfum. Now, the second type of fragrance is essential oils. I'm going to talk about both of these and why they are so terrible for your skin and how you can tell which is which when looking through an ingredient list. Let's start with the first, fragrance and parfum. Now, this specific term is kind of like an umbrella term for all the different types of ingredients a product may use to create that lovely fragrance that you smell. Typically, when the term fragrance is used, it is referring to a plethora of ingredients that the brand has focused to formulate that product with. It's not one single ingredient. And most of the time, when you see fragrance/parfum, it applies to natural and synthetic types of fragrances. If you don't know what those are, natural fragrances are different types of fragrance extracts that you can find from plants, say like rose, lavender, while synthetic fragrances are things made in labs or taking a natural ingredient and altering it to create a specific type of fragrance for the product. Does that make sense? Okay, moving on. Now, the reason fragrance parfum is so bad for your skin is that synthetic fragrances have been proven to be highly irritating and sensitizing to the skin. When it comes to skincare, we want to make sure that the products and ingredients that are being used are soothing to the skin, helping maintain the protective barrier so that we don't see things like aging, dark spots, sun damage, different things like that. When an ingredient is sensitizing or irritating to the skin, that is breaking down the protective barrier that our skin works so hard to maintain, creating that damage that we're trying to avoid. Now, you know how I said fragrance was an umbrella term for a bunch of different ingredients? The term fragrance can be used to cover over 3,000 different types of fragrance ingredients. Now, a lot of these have been scientifically proven to cause cancer, to cause medical problems within the skin, as well as just in general to cause irritation and sensitivity. If that doesn't worry you, it probably should. Now, you may be saying, Hiram, when I use these products, I don't notice any irritation in my skin. My skin seems fine. There's nothing to worry about. Let me tell you why this is a misconception. As Paul's Choice says, our skin is really good at hiding when it's aggravated. So a lot of times we won't notice when our skin is having a negative reaction to a product. This type of damage occurs deep within the layers of our skin, and it doesn't manifest itself until years down the road when we start to notice that our skin is having reactions to a bunch of things, that our skin will be inflamed, red, irritated, and we just can't figure out why. A lot of times this is due to fragrance ingredients that have been formulated within the products that we use. Overall, if you see fragrance or parfum in an ingredient, I usually recommend just to stay away from it because a lot of times this can cover so many types of ingredients. There's no way to know what concentration the brand has chosen to formulate some of their ingredients with, so you really don't know the risk that is being posed to your skin by using a product that has fragrance parfum on it. Usually when I see this, I'm just like, you know what, I try to avoid it as much as possible to the best of my ability, and I recommend that you do the same. Now, the second type of fragrance ingredient is essential oils, and I'm about to start a lot of controversy with this statement, but essential oils are not good for your skin, and I'm gonna explain why and provide the science to you to justify that. Now, if you've heard anything about essential oils, you've probably heard of the beneficial aspects that they have for the skin, and you've probably seen like doTERRA advertisements that are like, add a few drops of lavender to your face mask to prevent against aging. And let me tell you, sis, it is a common misconception that essential oils are good for your skin. Now, to understand this, we have to break down exactly what essential oils are. Now, I want to clarify there's two different types of essential oils. First is the type of oils that are extracted from seeds. So like sunflower seed oil, avocado oil, different fatty types of oil that are high in antioxidant protection for our skin. These are amazing and should be a staple in your skincare products, but there's a second type of essential oil, and these are aromatic essential oils. Essential oils are the fragrant compound of a specific type of plant. Every single plant out there has beneficial aspects for our health. But what essential oils are the fragrant aspect of that plant. Whew, hard to explain, but I think I'm getting there. Now, the problem with these aromatic compounds is that oftentimes they have up to 90% alcohol. The specific type of alcohol that tends to dry out and irritate the skin. Now, when you're taking an ingredient like sandalwood, for example, and it has 90% alcohol, and then you're taking that specific oil, increasing the concentration by 1,000%, which is, how a lot of essential oils are made, you are taking that 90% alcohol formulation and increasing the concentration by 1,000 times. Imagine how irritating that can be for your skin. Drying alcohols alone are really irritating to the protective barrier of our skin, and when you concentrate that by like 1,000% or even more, you can understand how much this damages your skin's protective barrier. A lot of times products will advertise themselves to be fragrance-free, but won't include essential oils on this list, and I think it's very important to understand that essential oils are fragrance. Now, I can already hear some people are like, Hiram, it depends on the concentration. Obviously, like essential oils aren't bad. And this is true. The skin can handle up to 0.1% of fragrant essential oils. This means that if you use 0.1% or lower of that essential oil on your skin will be safe. But here's the problem. A lot of companies will choose to include over 0.1% of an essential oil within their product. Not only will they do this, they will include 5 different types of essential oils, all of which exceed that 0.1%. And when you have a 5-step skincare routine, each of the products including 5 different types of essential oils over that 0.1%. Are you catching my vibe? You can understand why this is so irritating to your skin. The skin can only handle so much of essential oils, and this is why I usually recommend going fragrance-free, because you're never going to be able to find out the exact percentage that companies formulate their products with when it comes to essential oils. Like I was explaining with synthetic fragrances, essential oils attack the protective barrier of the skin. They tend to dry out and overly irritate the skin, and this type of damage is not immediately noticed, but noticed down the road months, years later. Now, I know as you're watching this, you're thinking, Hiram, what the fuck? Like, how am I supposed to know which ingredients to avoid and which to look for? I'm so confused. I don't know what. Relax, boo. I got you covered. If you look in the description box below, I have included a link to my skincare community where I talk about all the ingredients that you want to avoid when it comes to essential oils and fragrance, and which ones you should look for in terms of which oils are best for maintaining the hydration and safetiness of your skin. So click on that below if you want to know which specific ingredients to avoid and look for. Now, obviously, this is all really confusing, so I'm going to talk about some of my favorite ways to find out whether or not a product is safe for your skin. I highly recommend you guys go to causedna.com. They have a part of their website where you can copy and paste the entire ingredient list of a product, and they'll be able to label out what each of those specific ingredients do. I love using CauseDNA because it'll show me which specific ingredients are fragrances and which aren't, which will help me know whether a product is going to irritate my skin or not. I also use polishchoice.com to look up specific ingredients, so if you see an ingredient and you're like, wait, that may be a fragrance, but I'm not sure, if you go to polishchoice.com and search the specific ingredient, you'll be able to find an entire article with links to scientific research showing whether or not that ingredient is beneficial for your skin. This is a really concrete way for me to understand whether certain ingredients are good for my skin or not, and I highly recommend that you try it out. But if you're just like, Hiram, I do not have that energy, I am a lazy fuck who does not want to do that much research, I totally understand, and my best recommendation for you is to go with brands that are fragrance-free. One of my favorite brands is Drunk Elephant, and I love their mindset because they approach the formulations of all of their products with a mindset of not using any essential oils or any fragrance, and I can trust the brand a lot to know that my skin is going to be irritated in the short term or the long term from using their products. Am I perfect when it comes to using fragrance-free products? Absolutely not, and I wish I could say that my entire skincare line was fragrance-free, but my recommendation to you is just start to work towards a fragrance-free skincare routine. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm slowly finding and substituting products that don't have any fragrance in order to make sure that my skin is as healthy as possible, because your boy is trying to avoid wrinkles as long as possible, so I need help. Whew, I think those are all of my thoughts. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. What is your opinion? Do you like to use products with a fragrance or not? Do you avoid essential oils, or are you pro essential oils? Feel free to respectfully comment. I really want to start a conversation with you guys. And if you do have anything that goes against what I'm saying, include some of the scientific research. I'd love to learn your thoughts about it. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.